We are live. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the wonderful world of the Comedy Workshop. We're coming to you from all around the world, actually. And we pretty much don't have any viewers yet. This is workshop number 376. So if you haven't seen any of these, where the hell have you been? If you have, buckle up because it will be just as okay as last time. We are the world of the comedy. If you don't know what's going on here, what happens is we were given topics. We are all comedians. We were given topics, and we were supposed to come up with 3 to 5 minutes on those topics, and we were going to workshop it. It's a safe space. So you can say whatever you want, but if it's really bad, just remember we are recording, and most people have employers. Okay? I just want to introduce who we've got. We have, and when I say your name, I'm going to make you wave. We've got John Tate out of Nanaimo. John, Nanaimo, British Columbia, the western part of Canada. And when we go to the eastern part of America, we have EJ Masicampo. Did I say that right? Out of North Carolina.
That's great. Yeah,
there we
hello.
go, EJ. And coming all the way from Vietnam, we have Jeremy Wagner. Yay. And I'm your host, literally in the middle of most of these. I am in the middle of Canada in a dirty city called Hamilton, Ontario. My name is Ryan Sim. So let me do this. Dirty, very dirty. I'm going to do this in order of people that came in. So John, I hope you're ready. John Tate out of Nanaimo, BC, which is known for those great chocolates. I don't know if anyone here knows a Nanaimo bar. Google it. It's amazing. But John is going to teach us. It's going to talk about tutoring. All right. Now, John, before we start, you have your option. You can talk to us like this, or you can just be on your own. Which one do you want, buddy?
Doesn't really matter to me.
All right. Well,
I like the 4 because it makes me think of like the Brady Bunch, and that just makes me feel happy.
All right. All right. So, John, you got 5 minutes on the clock of the 1 minute. You're going to see a 1 minute warning. All right. But I'm pretty relaxed today. So here we go. Talk to us about tutoring.
Don't think it's really going to take all 5 minutes though, because, well, fuck tutoring, Jesus Christ. When I was given the subject of tutoring, the first thing I actually thought of was like the movie Private Lessons from like the early 80s, because I'm old as fuck. I was just thinking about like, oh yeah, fuck, there was movies of like the really hot chick that was like tutoring like the really nerdy guy, and I was thinking that was never my experience. Because like I personally was a mathematics tutor when I was in grade 10. Like I was tutoring people from the grad class, the really stupid people in the grad class that couldn't even do basic algebra, like down to like kids that were like in grade 7. And like I don't know how long ago that was, because like I'm nowadays really shitty with numbers. Like I didn't used to be though, but like my smartphone has like really made me stupid. Like I'm from Generation X, like the last generation that actually had to remember shit. Like we didn't have Google. Like our search engine was the Dewey Decimal System. And if you don't know what the Dewey Decimal System is, save yourself some time and go ahead and Google it. Like the dictionary definition of tutoring is an individual giving instruction to an individual or small group. It's like being a teacher minus the pension, the cool teacher's break room, that really awesome illegal Lolita sex life. However, it pays well, or at least it did, because like when I was 15 years old, I was making $15 an hour, and that's in 1987. So that's like $30 or $40 an hour now. I don't know. It's actually 29.87 at a conservative rate of inflation at 2% annually. If you want to get accurate. The word tutor actually comes from Old French, from the Latin tutere, meaning guardian or watcher, from the root word of tutere, which means to watch over. The word tuteur was used in 13th century French, which means absolutely nothing to anybody except for word nerds. I guess being in English, you're also a spelling tutor, or jobs that are like all but gone. Because like that little red spell check line under misspelled words has saved many an embarrassment. Like, have you ever spelled a word so wrong that it doesn't even give you options? It just says like add to dictionary. And you're like, yeah, I'll add Rumpelstump. I don't know what it would mean, but it sounds like a word. Fuck. I love it when it gives you too many options and you think that you actually choose the right one, even though you're like really, really wrong. It's like, I went to college during my 20s and it was defiantly the best thing I could have done. Like, tutor could help with that shit. Like, anyone can actually be a tutor. It doesn't require any training or a certificate, just knowledge of the subject matter. Like, one can say that in a fashion, my 2 ex-wives gave me one-on-one instruction. Like, my first wife was a bit of a hippie and taught me that the pull-out method is not reliable. And she also taught me that trail mix is just little pieces of chocolate surrounded by completely unnecessary ingredients. And yes, when I wrote that, I had the red line go underneath the word unnecessary. And my second wife, how do I put this? Have you ever sobered up after a year to discover that you married the escort that you used to party with? True story. She taught me that there's actually a difference between an escort and a whore. Because an escort is honest about how long they'll be around and how much they'll cost. A whore lies about their time commitment and costs you your home, your family's respect, $100,000. So I guess in conclusion, as it pertains to tutoring, you get what you pay for.
All right, Mr. John Tate. I'll go first, if that's cool. You accidentally said something, but it was really funny. It stuck with me. It was at the start. You said tutoring, Jesus Christ, it's not going to take long. But I was like, man, you could have read that. Tutoring, Jesus Christ is not going to take long. Like, think about the, think about
maybe 34 years. Then it's
think about the Israelis back in the day going, man, this guy just keeps talking and talking. One day he's going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person. You know what I mean? And someone else is like, he thinks his dad's an alien. So, you said a tutor is a French word that means guardian or watcher. Thought maybe you could instead of go double up with the reality, you could be like, or in Latin, tutor means guardian or watcher in French, or in Latin it means peeping Tom. And then you were talking about ever spelt a word so wrong that there's no red squiggly line. There's just a word bubble and the computer just says, what the fuck?
The little paperclip guy comes up and he's like, I see you got a problem. Do you need my help?
And that paperclip guy has been like so dormant for so long, you fuck up so bad. He's like, okay, they're bringing me out of retirement.
They fucking need me now. They need me now.
And then the last one was you were talking about one of your ex-wife, the hippie. She taught you that the pull-out method was unreliable. And maybe you could say something like, I just wish she learned it fucking me. So there you go.
Oh,
because she's a whore. That's what I learned. Okay.
She's a whore. That's what I learned.
All right.
Your tutoring has paid off for Ryan today. Ryan has learned something.
So we'll go to Jeremy next for comment.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I just wrote down 2 things. So, like, in the beginning, you said that it was going to be very quick. So, like, pay by the hour, class lasts for 10 minutes. Like, the rest of the time, you're playing games and singing songs just to pass that hour of time. And then I wrote this last night that it was going to be very quick. So, like, pay by the hour, class lasts for 10 minutes. Like, the rest of the songs just to pass that hour of time. And then I wrote this last night that it was going to be very quick. So, like, pay by the hour.
Does someone have the Facebook open, guys?
No.
If you do, just maybe throw it on mute.
I thought I was like that popular. And I wrote this. last night it just said auto arranged instead of auto correct, or auto suggested. Sorry, like they suggested a word, but it wasn't the word you were looking for. So it wasn't correct. It was just another wrong word. I don't know. Sorry.
All right.
I kind of got the autocorrect thing. It was so much out of reality, like so much out of real life. I suck at spelling. I always have. And I used to think that spell check would actually be a good thing. And I have said the completely wrong thing on so many different occasions because of spell check. I'm like, oh, that's the word I'm looking for because it kind of looked right.
I'm at the point where, yeah, I've spelt words so wrong that I can't even get the red squiggly. Yeah, you're right. It's just like, oh shit. Like and one time it was for a job application. I was like, they should not hire me. EJ, do you have any comments for Mr. Nanaimo himself?
Yeah. First, I just had a question. Tutoring grads? What are grads? Like people who finished high school already?
The people that are graduating and want to make sure that they can graduate.
Yeah.
Because if let's say a lot of the athletes, for example, they were in, I don't know what you used to call, but we used to have the dummy classes that we used to call minimal essentials.
Yeah.
And like a grade 12 grad student is essentially doing grade 9 or grade 10 math just to be able to pass.
Yeah.
Very rudimentary.
I feel like there was a lot of interesting things going on with you and your experiences that I was wondering about and wanted to hear more about, like tutoring way older kids. You're in the 7th grade, tutoring like 12th graders, essentially. That's really interesting to me. I wonder what that was like.
I was in 10th grade tutoring the
10th. That's still at that age. 3 years is a big, yeah. And then it's also just interesting to me that I don't know, you seem like this math whiz as a kid, but now you suck at it and you can't spell for shit. I'm just kind of wondering what's going on.
Cool. Still pretty good at math. I decided to exaggerate on that. However, I've always sucked at spelling.
Yeah, okay.
I had better marks in French than I ever did in English, and I don't speak the fucking language.
Well, you know what tutoring means in French, so you're good.
There we go.
And there's just some places too where I think there's something really funny there, like the your first wife teaching you that the pull-out method doesn't work because you had kids with her, I assume, or at least one. Just like even like a pause there to let me process that and laugh, and you could and show some emotion about how you feel about that too. Just pausing and letting that soak in could get some laughs. And I feel like you could tag that up also. That's
yeah, just let it soak in like she did. Is that everything? I've been putting up the comments. Most of them are just from me, but I'm trying to generate some discussion. All right. So let's go all the way down.
So when you asked if anybody was on Facebook, was that you on Facebook commenting on Facebook, asking us if we're on Facebook?
No, I went on Facebook after someone was on Facebook watching it. I think it might have been you. Someone had it on and we could hear a delay. But we're
no,
good.
I stopped for like 30 seconds and it was just still talking from like 20 seconds before I stopped.
All right. We have 2 viewers. I don't know if it's us. There was a period where we had 5 viewers, but people watch this throughout. So, this is a hello to the future people watching in the morning on the can. I hope it's solid. Let's go. Let's go to North Carolina. I haven't seen this guy before, but I'm excited. EJ Massey Combo is going to talk about repetition. Repetition.
All right, this will be real quick. I basically just spent the hour before I got on here on this. So I've got like 5 ideas, 5 premises. You can let me know if there's anything funny about any of them and if I should write more on them. So they're not really tagged up, so I'll just talk through the 5 I've got here. So let's see. So I'm a mumbler. All right, which is tough. Like I read that you can tell a date went well if your date asked you lots of questions, but I don't think it counts if it was mostly, huh?
What?
One more time. Yeah, there's no better way to come off as smooth and confident than like having to say, "It's chilly in here" 3 times. I'm divorced, like John, and I have a girlfriend. Like we're in love. It's great, but I told her it'll be a long time before I ever get married again. And he's like, "Oh, because you need time to heal." No, I need time to make a whole new set of friends. Yeah, I'm gonna need a whole new cast. Like Best Man Toasts aren't supposed to have sequels. We're trying to minimize the number of people having to use the phrase for real this time.
But for real.
Repetition can be boring, which is why I notice people like will gradually tend toward extremes, like to keep things fresh and exciting. Like hikers will climb increasingly higher peaks. Skateboarders will do increasingly difficult tricks. Even Rubik's Cube enthusiasts. I saw a guy at the park doing like a 12-sided Rubik's Cube. So everyone goes to extremes to keep life interesting. And I was like, what's my thing? And I realized I try IPAs that are increasingly hoppy. That's the lamest way to keep your life exciting. That's that whole thing. All right. Traveling is another way people keep their lives interesting. I notice people act like traveling is like high and noble and not just being lazy somewhere else. Goddamn, who is on a train or like boarding an airplane right now? But yeah, with traveling, it's like, speaking of traveling, Jeremy's trying to catch a freight train. He's running. It's like, yeah, you sat around and ate a lot. Like you did what you judge, poor people for doing, but it just took you 19 hours to get there. And then finally, couples. I noticed couples will spice up their sex lives with role play, which is interesting to me. It's like, hey, you know what would be hot if you were literally anyone else. Those are my 5. Those are the 5 ideas I came up with. Thank you.
All right, EJ, thank you, and thank you as well for one of the best barbecue in the country, North Carolina styles. Amazing.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. A little bit of sweet, little bit of vinegar. Okay. John, do you have any comments for EJ? We'll come to Jeremy after the train goes by.
Just let me write down one more word. There we go.
All right.
2 of them kind of really grabbed my attention because you were talking about marriage there for a few minutes, and then I just wrote down repetition can be boring. ... which is why I'm no longer married. Kind of right before you went into like the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also made comment about traveling. Essentially you're just doing the same things, but this time you're doing them to the judgment of strangers instead of just to your friends. I was actually just listening to it really more than I kind of remembered. Oh shit, I'm so sorry, dust stuff down.
Those are good. Those are good notes. Thank you.
Jeremy.
I wrote 2 things. So you have to give it some more time before you get married a second time. Not only because you got to find new friends, but you also got to buy new shit for your new wife to take home with her whenever she divorces you. And then you're supposed to be getting better with repetition, but the more you had sex with your ex-wife, it just kept getting worse. Maybe you could have got some tutoring from John.
I'm thinking.
But then again, he's divorced, so probably not going to work for him either. And that's all I had.
All right.
That's just kind of thinking, isn't the doing the same thing over and over considered to be insanity?
They say that quote's actually fake. It's not like that's not the real quote that he said.
And I think it was you do the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's insanity.
So that's called comedy. We should just call what we do insanity.
You were talking about. Can you tell me what the guy in the park with the Rubik's Cube was doing again?
Oh yeah.
Not getting a girlfriend.
Those Rubik's Cube people are just doing increasingly more difficult cubes. So he had a 12-sided one.
I seen a kid juggling 3 Rubik's Cubes and completing them while he was juggling.
Yeah, it's insane what those Rubik's Cube people do. Yeah.
I was able to finish mine. That's about it.
Yeah, I can't solve this one.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
The
Well,
original.
not now, but I used to be able to do it pretty quickly.
There's an algorithm, but I was thinking those Rubik's Cube kids doing extremely different things. It'd be funny if there was extreme Rubik's Cube. Like, this is Bill Nye and this is Rubik's Jackass.
I have a friend who jumped out of an airplane and he was falling to the ground and he completed his Rubik's Cube in free fall.
Yeah, I seen a guy do it while with his feet while wakeboarding or water skiing.
So
your feet are on the water when you're water skiing.
He's like sitting on a chair on skis. It was
Okay.
So what did they look for to do extreme Rubik's cubing? You know, what are those qualifications? Like, must be a virgin, must live in your parents' basement, must do Zoom comedy. Like what?
Must be divorced.
Yeah. And then you said
That's the only thing you got to keep after the divorce was your Rubik's Cube from 20 years ago that you never completed as a kid, and now you're trying to relearn it.
And she probably moved the stickers just to fuck with you. If I fucking know this. When you were talking about role playing, you were like, you know what's hot? Fucking literally anyone else. That's why you're single. Apparently, my ex-wife didn't think it was role playing when I got the girl from the bar to pretend she was her.
Here, wear these clothes.
Yeah, I was thinking about you the whole time. She had your hair and everything.
She was bitching
Yeah,
like you do.
those are my contributions. Extreme Rubik's Cube, which means you're probably extremely lonely, and maybe dwell a little bit on the concept of literally fucking anyone else.
That's what ended up happening eventually. Yeah, that's a
There you go.
nice next step for that. Cool. Thanks.
Hey, my pleasure. Jeremy, are you ready?
I think I'm ready. There's construction. It's past 8 o'clock in the morning, so people just construct things.
Where in Vietnam are you?
I'm in an apartment building.
No, what are you in, like a major city, or are you teaching in the country?
I live in Ho Chi Minh City, which is
That's
the
a
old
major
Saigon.
city.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's like 10 million people here.
So I don't know what the seasons are like there compared to. Are you Canadian originally, Jeremy?
No, I'm from America, Texas, I guess, or Louisiana, Michigan, all of those places.
Well, if you've been to Michigan, it's very similar to Ontario. So I don't know what autumn looks like out in Vietnam, but you can tell us what your set is on autumn.
Okay. So I love the time of year known as autumn. The temperature is cooler, sports balls are on the television, and everything around me is dying a little on the inside. Amongst autumn, there is winter, spring, and the new white boy summer. So we got that going for us, guys. In America, the term autumn is replaced with fall because we are idiots, and that's when the leaves fall off the tree, leaving the trees bare. I was going to sing the Bare Naked Ladies song, but I don't got time for that. So except for the evergreen trees, which stay green throughout the winter, these include pine trees, cypress trees, and marijuana grown in a properly functioning grow room. Seasons, like I live in Vietnam, so in the south where I live, there's only 2 seasons. There's the hot and wet season, and then there's just hot season. And these two are the reasons these two reasons alone are the reasons many Western men visit Vietnam and catch yellow fever. No, not that yellow fever, because that's racism in your head. Yellow fever is a disease from mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are born from water. Yellow fever causes yellowing of the skin, also known as jaundice, the crazy ex-girlfriend of Chandler from Friends. The U.S., or in the U.S., the autumn season is best to marinate pumpkins for pumpkin pie. The pumpkins become ready in October, just in time to celebrate taking candy from strangers. And then we have the fall of the Ottoman Empire, happened in 1922, leaving the world scrambling to find support for their legs. Then the Ottoman workers had to find other jobs, and now many Ottoman workers are actually mechanics for different companies, renting out auto vans to families for vacations. So they just changed the M into a V. I should have probably did this joke a little bit earlier in the set, but during autumn, you may notice that the air is getting cooler. Maybe you've seen The Breeze wearing Beats by Dre headphones. You'll notice that it's getting darker, the sky, and not the previous reference to Dr. Dre. If we went back in time to the autumn of 1999, we might have actually witnessed the beats from Dre to his wife. And this was around the fall of Dre. And you might remember when everyone forgot about Dre. So Halloween is celebrated in more than one country in the world, and there are festivals or holidays during autumn. So in more than one country in the world, there are festivals or holidays during autumn to celebrate death. Sadly, in America, we just call this the nightly news. And the last thing, it has been noticed that people who are born in autumn live longer lives, and that's a true fact. But they never tell you why. And I think I figured it out. Women live longer because they kill their boyfriends and have an abundant amount of hoodies to stay warm during wintertime. And men usually live longer because it's cold outside and there are no women to chase at the bars. So they'll typically go to their garage and cut off their hand with a power tool in a woodworking project. But this keeps them from having to deal with a woman for a few months every year, therefore living longer lives. That's all I got. Thanks, guys.
All right. Jonathan Wagner talking about a lot of things. Let's go. Jeremy, sorry. I was looking at John. Right, Mr. Wagner. There we go. Can we go to John because I said his name?
Sure. I was trying to write shit down, but you literally went from joke to joke to joke to joke to joke to joke.
Hey, that's EJ's set.
Yeah, my set didn't have any jokes in it. We're still on a 30-second delay. You'll hear my jokes in like 10 more seconds.
Just how you had the flow, like you're literally comparing all these different things to do with autumn. I thought you were gonna, when you started off, I thought you were kind of just gonna go on the one tangent that you had started off on, but I think you actually talked like 10 different things.
Yeah, probably. There was America, there was seasons, the Ottoman Empire, Dr. Dre, Halloween.
Yeah, the Dr. Dre joke, I fucking love it. And also when you had like the Ottoman joke about people no longer having a place to rest their legs, I thought that was really freaking clever. You started talking about yellow fever and how just absolutely horrible it actually is. Like for some reason, I could just see you like emphasizing, just like, sure, you talk Americans and Canadians, Westerners, they talk about having like yellow fever. Let me tell you what yellow fever is. And like just tell them the truth, and just like that's not good. But yeah, I was kind of just into the flow because I started writing something down, and then I just thought, fuck, I can't write anything down. I was just trying to remember what the hell he said.
Yeah, you'll get stuck in the middle of a joke. I want to write this down. And then by the time you try to figure out what the rest of your thought was, there's another joke that's being shoved in there to where you can't complete that memory, that thought.
you're going so fast that I was just like, okay, what next? Okay.
So we do have a comment. Chase Bonin says, "White boy summer because it can't be American official if a white man hasn't stolen it."
No, I'm not gonna lie. I stole that from the internet. Here, just like throw some money at it. It'll go away.
And then actually, there was a KD EJ had this tag for you. I forgot it. Just so wear your dead grandma's nightgown. Weird, but okay. You know, for the
What?
that was to spice it up.
I think that was the role playing.
Yeah, I think so. If you're gonna go Ottoman Otto, I just thought it'd be fun. And of course, Otto, he likes to get blotto. Nothing says autumn like long walks in the forest, seeing the leaves on the trees. And Dr. Dre, who?
Oh.
People
People.
people that were born in autumn live longer lives. That's because no one wants to dig up holes with all those hikers and people visiting countryside for Thanksgiving. It's just a bad time to get rid of bodies. So
The ground's frozen.
yeah, it's just
It's hard
terrible.
to dig.
Yeah, you gotta wait for spring for all those. That's why summer is Sam. You know, it's never autumn of blood. You know. So,
All right.
yeah, like Halloween is bullshit because the only reason that was like funny was he was just leaving those bodies all over the place. You could literally leave those bodies and you know they'd be perfectly preserved until March. So
What if like you were like a killer on Mount Everest and like nobody would ever know because like people were just dying and you would just it's cold, but it
This
was
has
really
happened.
you like living
That's
there
great.
and killing people.
Wait,
this
that
has
happened?
There's been murders on Mount Everest, and they usually find the killer because the flesh is still there, so they can do DNA. Boo-doo-doo-doo.
For like years after, right? Because it's frozen,
Yeah,
it's still there.
yeah. One of the murders was solved after like 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
EJ, you must have a few comments.
That was great. Yeah, it was. Man, you wrote a lot. It was fast, very fast paced. I wanted to ask, what was the line right after yellow fever? I missed one line.
So yellow. Not wait. So like, there's two reasons alone that many Western men in Vietnam catch yellow fever. Not that because that's racism. Yellow fever is a disease from mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are born from, and then I said jaundice, the Chandler girlfriend thing.
Not that. What are you referring to when you say that?
Her name's Janice.
I think he means yellow fever.
What?
Is that what you're asking? What does he mean when he refers to that?
I think we're
Yeah.
talking to EJ.
Are you talking
like
about
yellow-
being into like Asians?
I think so.
Well,
I think
there's
that's what he's
two
implying.
types. I'm trying to insinuate that in your
Yeah.
head that that's what I'm talking about. But there's a mosquito-borne disease called
Yeah.
yellow fever
Mhm.
that causes jaundice.
Right. Yeah. Two ways to catch yellow fever, not that, because that's racist.
Well, I mean, like, because most people when they hear yellow fever, they're like, "Oh, a Western man who's in love with Asian girls."
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was trying to imply the racism thing. I'm not
Mhm.
talking about that. I'm talking about a real disease that actually exists and has a vaccination.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think of another line for that, but
Because like when you put like, I just wanted to at that point, I wanted to point out an idea that everybody would have probably been thinking, and then
they definitely
go in
would.
the
Yeah.
opposite
You
direction.
do have to mention it in some way. It's just slightly confusing me to catch yellow fever. I guess because you'd be around Asians, so you'd be more attracted to them or something.
Yeah, like
I
you're
think-
in Vietnam
I think
too.
in the
Like, I
United
wonder-
States, like for me, I remember there was not many Asian people in my school, and so it was always kind of like a rarity when you seen one. So they're like, "Oh, what is that called? Fetishism?"
Yeah.
So, God, that's how I. Are you trying to like fuck me over here?
No, I think it is funny that yellow fever could be interpreted in those two ways, and I was just trying to think of another way to come at it.
Okay.
I
was just
I feel like I'm gonna get
wording the
canceled
percent.
if I keep talking.
I do think it's funny.
I definitely thought you were talking about having sex with Asian women, being a white
Yeah,
guy in Vietnam.
Yeah, that's another.
Yeah, but I think the having sex with Asian women is less funny than just like the white anime nerd fetishism is funnier.
Yeah.
So your mind can either go toward, oh yeah, soliciting, I don't know, just having a lot of sex over there versus just being into Asian women.
What is the name? Isn't there a name for people that want to be Japanese? That's like another level where like
yeah,
Americans like try and like they're
right.
so into Japanese culture. There's a name for that, and then they go over to Japan and they're like,
that guy's name's Peter. I know that guy. His name's Peter. He's been living in Japan for 18 years.
My brother lives there right now.
The line could be just not yellow fever, not what not what the anime guys have, but
Chase Bonin did say it. It is weebs.
Oh, weebs. All right.
Yeah, weebs. It is. It's that's what it's called. They're so obsessed that they wish they were actually Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that word before.
You definitely run into those guys. I really liked the nightly news. I wrote down just the line. Yeah, Halloween is actually the least scary night because no one's at home watching the news.
That's when you should talk about the asteroid.
And there were a lot of lines that I thought were funny. If you just watch the stream again, I laughed at every one I thought was good.
All right.
I wrote down lines that I liked, but no need for me to say them all, I think.
Chase Bonin says yellow fever, not the kind I think he meant weebs get.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be the line also. If people know what weebs are.
I don't know what weebs are, so. Like one time I was playing a Minecraft or something with this little kid, and he's like, "You play this game like a noob." And I was like, "What does noob mean? Does it mean newbie?" He's like, "No, it just means a new person to play the game." I'm like, "Okay, you're obviously a noob." He was 9, and he kicks my ass at Minecraft every time. But he didn't tell me what I was doing. He's just like, all right, here's the remote control. It drops me somewhere. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm learning how to play the buttons and dig a hole. And then I get a sword to the back of the head.
It's kind of weird. My brother, of all people, married a Japanese woman here in Canada, but has since moved to Japan, and they've been there since really the beginning of COVID. And of all the people, like, I'm the one that grew up watching like Star Blazers and Macross and all the original Japanese cartoons and everything else. I grew up on that stuff. I'm the one that actually bought the books. He's never once watched a cartoon. He had zero interest in anime. Didn't even like Godzilla movies. And he's the one living in Japan.
John, was he divorced? Did his wife take half of his money?
No, he's married to the only person he's ever married.
And she probably paid for half of his plane ticket there. So
probably more.
All right.
You gotta learn to. You gotta learn. You go get a tutor on love, or at least fake love.
We had another person say Weibo. That's Ari. He's a buddy of mine. So that generated more discussion than it should have. So.
Hey, but we have viewers. That's probably the main point.
No, we've got viewers. Someone said, "Ha! I'll take it." Okay, let's. I'm gonna go to my set.
It's called Japanophilia.
I, like EJ, wrote my set an hour before, so let's do this. You
guys bragging, huh?
Also, noobs are definitely newbies. That's what Ari's saying. So, so I feel like how is everyone here over 30? Because I just feel like we are unqualified to talk about
Sick
Minecraft
burn,
and
bro.
noobs. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. My topic was slutty people. Yeah. So let's get the elephant out of the room right now, because he takes up way too much space to fuck. I think any man that has Tinder or Bumble is a slut. Just a male slut. Like, I want to take this word back because I think it has a negative connotation that just refers to women. But I mean, guys are sluts, right? Like, we've all been on Tinder, and we'll swipe right until our fingers bleed, which means we'd fuck anything. You know, we're not players, we're not fuck boys, we're just natural sluts. Like, we don't even hide that we would fuck anything. Go on porn right now. I know you all know this. Go to the top categories: stepmom, stepbrother. Okay, that means we would literally fuck our family. Okay, and that's the top 10. And I have a problem with incest porn because I'm too old to be the stepson and too young to be the stepdad. So I feel left out. Okay, I know slut sounds vulgar and it's used to degrade women, but I think we should remove the connotation, the negative connotation, and just call people who sleep with multiple partners what they are: tired. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to sleep with multiple people, but it's exhausting. Okay, back in the day when I was dating multiple people, one might go to bed at 8, one works all night. You know, and the older I got, the more I just wish I was back in high school in my basement playing video games with my friends, complaining about never getting laid. That was so simple. Okay. But I did screw up. I did have a Tinder baby. So eventually being slutty catches up with you. Yep.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm a new dad. So yes, someone let me inside him without a condom. But before this, I did have a healthy sex life, but I paid for it. But they weren't sluts. They were professional women. I met the lady I had a baby with. I actually met her on Tinder. She's a doctor. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's a bullseye. Okay.
Good for you. Score.
When I found out she was a doctor on the third date, I stopped pulling out immediately. Okay, because it's an investment. And I remember right before we had sex, the first thing she said was, "Now I don't want you to think I'm a slut or anything." I was like, "No. I don't like that term. You're just tired." Okay. But I am a proud father of a non-binary child. They just turned 2, so it's a math joke for John.
He's
I think
writing it down right now.
I think I do need to take better care of myself though, because you know, as a dad now, she's always saying like, "Don't you want to be healthy enough to see your son graduate?" But you guys haven't met my kid. I can't live forever. That kid's an idiot. But I do need to take better care of myself though, because last night was garbage night. And I went for a walk in my neighborhood and people just gave me all their empties. So you know, but I'm trying to get healthy, but it's summer here and I have IBS, and summer is a terrible time for people with IBS because, you know, you guys might know crotch sweat, but for me, any dampness down there needs an investigation. Okay. You know, and I'm not doing it out of necessity. Like I need it, you know, but I don't understand why in the summer, guys just scratch and smell. You guys know what I'm talking about? We always scratch our nuts and we smell, but we do it twice. What is with that? Like the first one, you're like, "Oh God, did something die?" And then the second one's like nice. You know, it's like we're just impressed. Let me just grab Jeremy to come back here. Here you go, Jeremy. I think where was I? I was talking about being a slut. Yeah, I think I'm going to end on that one. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
What did John? Someone said incest. I'm a single child, tired. Okay, where did he go again?
Who knows? Who knows what's happening over there?
All right, let's go to EJ to start us off.
A lot of
Am I
good
not here?
We're just mixing it up, I think.
For comments.
Did you want to go first?
Okay,
I'm just frozen right now.
Oh
There
no,
we go.
I can see and hear you.
I can see you too. Yeah.
Mine went completely just frozen there for a second.
Oh, weird.
That's not
Well,
weird.
I don't know what's happening because Jeremy's gone.
All
Okay,
right.
so- yeah.
Tired. I love. So funny, and the callback and everything. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have new angles or tags or anything, but I was just very interested in the whole relationship with you and this doctor, and
I'll talk more about it in a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, I mean, she's educated. She understands bodies. I feel like she knew what was going to happen. I'm just very curious about it and find that funny and fascinating. What else did I wrote down? Dampness and scratch and smell. I guess because I liked both of those, but I didn't. I didn't have enough. I don't have anything to tell you about.
Someone from the internet says no one likes a double dipper, Ryan. So I love how they put my full name just to really get that parental disappointment in.
Is
Hey,
that
Jeremy?
you? Did you comment on your own and you're just saying that it's somebody else?
No, I think it was a female that did that. So, yeah. Jeremy, did you catch any of that?
I liked the tired. You had two good jokes that I remembered. Well, I don't remember the word, but you used callbacks. That was good. I like that. And then you said you're not into incest porn, and I was thinking that's because you're a single child.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Or if somehow you tried to fuck yourself. I don't know.
John, did you have any comments? And just so you know, you're not frozen, so don't do anything weird.
I got what did I write down? I wrote down Tinder or Bumble is actually just a wannabe slut. Then
Yeah, because real sluts are going out and hitting those cold, dark streets at night.
So what I tried to do with this set was talk about slutty people with never degrading women, more so putting the onus on how everyone is. You know what I mean? Because it would be easy to just make some jokes about, like for instance, I actually live. If you guys know Hamilton, Ontario, it's full of prostitutes, and I had a joke earlier about how sluts are hardworking. Like if we have a woman on the end of my street, she works all year, even during the ice storm. Poor girl, she slipped and fell and broke all of her tooth.
Just the one. Just all of her one tooth.
Poor one tooth Tanya. We have to call her by her new nickname, the Gumball Machine. She still charges a quarter, but you know that was I think that's low hanging fruit. So.
Oh, one note I had about the doctor line where you're like, I stopped pulling out.
Yeah,
Funny, great writing. It does come off as now you're like coming inside her without her consent, which is gonna rub some people the wrong way potentially. And there are other ways of landing on a very similar punch where you could just say, I don't know, she was really into me finishing in her, and as soon as I found out she was a doctor, so was I. If you imply that you're supposed to be pulling out and you're deciding not to, some people consider that
rape,
rightfully so, sexual assault. Yeah.
So, like maybe she said, "Yeah, I'm a doctor, so it's okay to come inside me." Like maybe she was the one who was trying to get pregnant, and she was trying to convince you. She's like, "I know what I'm doing. I'm a doctor."
So maybe that's right around the time I developed a latex allergy.
Yeah.
It definitely was consensual, just for anybody watching.
We all
She's a doctor, so Plan B is probably free. There we go. Thanks, Ari. All right. I love Ari, by the way. Ari is based out of New Hampshire. Live free or die. Okay.
I think that's Vermont, huh?
No,
I don't know.
I think it's New
You
Hampshire.
specifically looked it up. I'm sure it's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. So this is where we go into normal rounds. I'm sure John's looking at his notes right now. Am I right?
No.
He's got his reading glasses on. So.
Yeah, we can. Well, I don't know what you're looking at, but we can see.
We could see the reflection of pornography in your glasses, so it's okay.
Just shit that I had written down for the stuff that you just finished doing. Just enough notes.
He's just realized that you can swipe right on everybody on Tinder. He just had to go back through.
I just produced the male slut. Okay.
It's that easy.
John, did you have any material that's not related to tutoring that you wanted to go over?
Yeah, I wrote down some stuff.
Perfect. You're up, buddy.
All right. Because let's see. I can't wait for things to get back to normal. It's like last week, like the last year and a half has been like the reservoir tip of like a dollar store condom. Like if the pandemic had a safe word, it would have been like more. Because like at the beginning, I knew people that had like stopped using rolled bills to do blow with, for health reasons. Like right at the start, they closed the churches as a way to like stop the spread of the virus. I thought it would also help stop the transmission of COVID as well. Like I happen to love that joke because I was raised in a non-religious household by a successful single mom in the 70s. The last thing we needed was another absentee father. Like I am looking forward to everything opening up and getting back to normal somewhat, but I do have to say I am pro-mask only because I've never had dental. But does anybody else here think that just maybe we should have just let the virus run its course? Because, and you have to hear me out on this one, only 5% of the deaths were for people under the age of 45 and 75% were over the age of 65. Now, I don't mean to sound cruel, but I'm a 49-year-old renter. Looking for a buyer's market. Like, I don't know who talks. I've been thinking about this for like a while, and I don't know who talks more about their lifestyles more than like vegans or CrossFit people. And don't you wish vegans and CrossFit had the same rules as Fight Club? Do you know what would really suck? An ex-smoker who is a vegan that does CrossFit. That would be the holy trinity of people who just won't shut the fuck up. Yeah, so I haven't had a cigarette since December 27th. But I don't think I've become one of those douchey non-smokers because I love to smoke. When I'm all stressed out and I smell cigarette, they sometimes smell like they were like grown in the Garden of Eden, rolled in a dream, and sealed with the tears of my enemies, but I don't miss them. Like I smoked for 35 years and I can tell you that I smell better and my hands are cleaner and my dick works better. Like my girlfriend even said that he performs better and I was thinking, nice, now I'm going to fuck you like we're in our 20s. But my body says, keep dreaming, dude. You've got the back of somebody that's almost in their 50s. It's like a penal reality check. But I guess he's getting like more oxygen or something because it's like a natural Cialis. Like, where's that anti-nicotine acting? And where's that anti-nicotine ad? Stop smoking. Fuck better. Get up without assistance. Stop smoking. Fuck better. Like, that would be a much better way to get people just to stop smoking at a younger age. But have you ever noticed that Viagra comes in boxes to help men come in boxes? Like, I've never actually tried Viagra, but I've I am a bit of a restless sleeper, so I thought it might actually help stop me from rolling over one of these nights. Like, over the past 6 months with not smoking and my girlfriend being a great cook, I've gone from like being able to like see my ribs to a guy that looks like he really likes ribs. Like, I've gained almost 30 pounds, and I'm starting to wish I was like more of a breast guy, because I'm working on like a serious B cup and I can't take advantage of it. Like, I walked past the mirror naked the other day and thought, fuck, I've really got to start going back to the gym. But I decided to get rid of the mirror. Yeah, because that's easier. A lot less commitment. Like, my girlfriend and I have actually been together for over a year now, and I'm surprised that she ever sleeps with me, like with a voice like this. Because this is not the sound of romance. This is the sound of CBC radio. Like, could you ever imagine hearing a dirty talk from a voice like this? Did you like that? How does that make you feel? It's okay to cry. Yeah, that's it.
That's okay. I'm here for you.
All right, that's 5 minutes. Yay, go. That was 5 minutes on the dot. When you said common boxes, I just wanted to add for EJ, that was with consent. And you said your girlfriend's a great cook, and you've gotten all your taste buds back after you stopped smoking, and you've learned that she's a fucking liar. So maybe you're considering taking up smoking again, not because you miss the smoking, just because you want to enjoy her famous ribs again. So those are some of my thoughts. Jeremy has 5 comments in the comment section, so I know he's got some stuff to say. Go ahead.
I don't know if any of it makes sense now, but you, like, when you're talking about the dollar store condom, I don't know what's the tip of a dollar store condom experiencing, or like, is just, I don't want to know, but think about that. You can write something about it. And then I said pulling out was not an option. So, like, I think you're talking about the 70s or something. And I don't think it was an option back then. It was just the normal way of having sex. And like, does smoking really help you? Like your dick? Is that true? Because I'm going to quit smoking. Like,
That's true.
son of a bitch. And then, like, I wrote down. That's very interesting. And then you said you go to sleep after taking Cialis, and I thought that would stop you from falling out of bed. Like, maybe you roll over every night, and that just keeps you in one place. And then you got back the function of your dick after not smoking, but now you've eaten too much ribs and your stomach covers your dick, so you still can't use it.
No, it's right there. Not that big yet. The second I can't second I can't see my dick, like, oh my God. That's when I just give up.
Because you're like, okay, now I could just see the tip of it. Nope, that's my belly button. Never mind. I can't even see my dick anymore.
Ate so much I turned myself into a nitty. Howdy.
What are you drinking?
Don't ask.
Heineken.
I have like some fake energy drink called Warrior.
Isn't it 8 a.m. there?
It's 10 a.m. Yeah.
So you smoke and drink energy drinks before noon? That might have something to do with it, okay?
Well, I don't have anything. Yeah, probably. But I don't have a girlfriend either, so there's that.
Go ahead, EJ.
This feels more like some weird 4-way intervention. We're all just telling each other how to be better, live better lives.
All right,
Be single. Don't drink energy drinks.
You two weebs, stop being weird. Ryan, as with consent. EJ, stop cheating. So we're good. That's it. We solved our problems.
I like it when we can come to conclusion.
John, I loved the digs at the church. The church virus line I loved that. I thought it was so funny when you like anthropomorphized your dick and was like, he's getting more oxygen. That was funny. And then that he's getting more oxygen. That just sounds like that's not. What is that going to help? Like, it's not helping with the sex, but his asthma is way better. Like, what's the oxygen doing? And then for the Viagra line, yeah, you don't need to like dangle it there as a question. You could just try it as like Viagra. You ever notice that Viagra comes in boxes so men can?
With
Consent.
Boom. That's all I have.
All right.
Drinking water. I'm so healthy.
See, Jeremy, take notes, please.
I have some. It's water, but it has Tang in it. That's about
not
the
water.
only. See,
I don't
it's
know.
it's the space drink Tang. Like, so this is the only Tang I've been getting for a while.
I don't. Yeah, if that's your water, I'd call the city. All right, who wants to go next? We could just do rock, paper, scissors. You ready, guys?
I thought we were having order.
Oh, fine. EJ, you're up.
We almost did a fun thing, and then
So, I mean, we can do it. I don't. Why don't you guys? Was this the one time that you guys are going to listen to my advice? Like,
All right.
we've never listened to it before. We might as well give it a shot. Jeremy
Okay,
might
here we
have
go.
something.
Get your fist up, Jeremy. And on the count, we go rock, paper, and then you go on scissors. Okay?
Mhm.
Rock, paper, scissors.
What if there's a lag?
Okay, it's a tie. We'll just go with EJ. That's
what a
weird
waste!
three-way.
That was great.
Did we all do blankets? Are we like cuddle
Yeah.
party now?
Yes, we're all gonna hug after this.
I just want to say I appreciate the mic and on the stand.
All right, so it's a special time for me, guys, because I'm a teacher and it's summer break. Yeah, woo, yeah. So I've had all kinds of time to think about dying. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about dying, and not for me. Yeah, dying's pretty bad. For a lot of reasons. One reason I don't want to die is actually the same reason I hate birthdays. I don't like being the topic of conversation. Like, seriously, I hate that. It's like I already had to die. Does everyone got to talk about it? I lost a friend. I lost a friend recently. This really happened. My other friend was like, "This is the worst." I was like, "Yeah, it's very sad, but when it's your time, it's your time." And then everyone was talking about this guy dying online. Everyone was posting his picture. And this went on for like 3 or 4 weeks. I went back to my friend. I'm like, "You're right. This is the worst. I would hate this." I also dread dying for what I know is going to come right after, even though I don't deserve it. The fake compliments. EJ was such a dear friend. I did your podcast one time. All right, EJ and I had so much fun. We traveled together. We went to Kentucky. EJ changed me forever. We were married like 12 years. It's whatever. I think I'd feel better about dying if I got to be around long enough to joke about it afterwards. Like if I could be at my own funeral, like cancer, more like cancer. Am I right? All right. What? How does this coffin open? Is it a latch?
I'll let myself.
I'll let myself in. I'm just a very chill person, and I guess it frustrates me that there's no way to like low key perish. Like I wish I could Irish goodbye being alive. I would love that. Just 30 years go by, and my family's like, "Wait a minute, What? Wasn't EJ a person? The other the other bad thing about dying, besides the lame party afterwards, is you stop existing. That part's pretty bad. I thought about that part as well, and I think I'd feel pretty okay with dying if just everyone promised after I'm gone not to do anything fun. Is that reasonable? I feel like one of the only reasons I would cling to life is FOMO. Like if I found out Pixar stopped making movies, I'd be like, you know what, you can pull the plug. I'm not gonna breathe through a tube for another Madagascar. My kid's hamster died recently, which that was sad, but I think also a great learning experience for them because their grandparents are not looking good. They're gonna be nice and ready. I'm gonna tell them their grandpa died. They're gonna ask who stepped on him. Yeah, you know the drill. Go get a shoebox. My son was 3 when he first told me he was terrified of dying. It was great. Like the second he could form a complete sentence, he put down his sippy cup and was like, "Hold on, I'm gonna die." One of the hardest things I've done is talk to my kids about death. I don't know why parents are so nervous about the sex talk. That's the good news. The next time my son comes asking about death, I'm going to be like, I'm going to show you some boobs. Death is just the beginning, too. My 4-year-old daughter didn't want to eat her vegetables the other night. She sobbed for 45 minutes. It was really stressful. I was like, wow, all this for broccoli? I do not want to be around when she learns about sexism. Yeah, her brother finishes his veggies, but she always leaves like the last third or so. Poor kid. She's going to miss being given that remaining 30%.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have.
EJ, that last joke doesn't need any work. That's a good joke. You said the tag I was going to say. I don't like to be the topic of conversation. The title of your next comedy album. I hate people talking about me, says the career open micer.
Oh, no one talks about me. Someone funnier goes on and everyone forgets I existed.
Promise not to do anything fun when I die. So in your will, you've made sure that all of your family go to a Nickelback concert every year. Do you guys see how that's fusing Canadians and Americans together? My son was 3 when he said he was afraid of dying, which is a weird way to tell me he didn't have his seatbelt on. And then I was gonna tag your broccoli joke, but you did it. You did it. That's the joke. You did it. Good job.
Cool. Thank you.
I wrote down a few things because right at the beginning you were talking about being a teacher and being this is now summer break and you're thinking about dying. And I just thought you were going to be bringing up that your children are draining my soul.
Who hurt you, John? You should smoke.
And you'd be dying, but not looking for the attention.
Didn't I see John light up a cigarette earlier?
It was the other cigarette with the left hand.
And it'd be nice to be at your own wake. I wrote that down. Everybody's having a party saying all the nice things about you. It'd actually be nice to actually be alive to see all that shit happen.
I would hate that though. But yeah.
I mean, like, think about like the famous painters and people that got famous after they were dead. Like, motherfucker, I'm not getting any of this like not sobriety, but celebrityism or whatever word I just made up. You wouldn't receive that, but like you're looking down from heaven and everybody's enjoying your music and your family's making a lot of money and loving the shit out of that, but you don't get to experience any of your fame because you're dead. That would suck.
Yeah, you're looking down from some sort of cloud or whatever, and you're going, let's see. Okay, well, my mom's doing all right. My brother's doing all right. My uncle who touched me in the closet that one time, he's doing okay. What the fuck is up with this? They're all thinking,
My uncle that has touched me has written a book about the experience and now has made millions of dollars talking about it. And
Okay, so none of this was in his set.
I also said the worst thing about dying is missing shit. But you said some sort of joke about the hamster died and then the grandfather isn't looking all that well. So I wrote down, remember how bad grandpa smelled? Well, I've got some good news and I got some bad news.
What's the bad news, John? I need to know.
don't leave us hanging, man.
Smells worse now.
Facebook user Ryan Sim says, he went to Kentucky and all I got was this T-shirt and a divorce, and then all of his other T-shirts. So,
Or half of them. I wrote, me and EJ bought the same T-shirts in Kentucky. You said Madagascar, like you're not waiting for another Madagascar movie. Like, what if you were waiting for another Frozen movie and then you're like, nah, I'll let it go. And then yeah, that's funny. You picked a shoebox to be buried in because I mean, like for me, I would go classy with like one of those big Folgers coffee metal tin cans, and probably like spray paint it and then maybe like draw some beautiful picture of myself on there, so that people remember me.
the best part of waking up is never waking up. All right.
And now you ask why I'm smoking weed so early in the morning.
We didn't, Jeremy. We asked why you were smoking cigarettes and drinking energy drinks. I'm guessing you don't have to go to work
It's
today.
not cigarettes. No, I don't work for the next 2 days, or actually 2.5 days. I
Can I
work for
just-
2 hours on Sunday night.
I just want to play a game of trivia. This is for Jeremy. What day do you work? Because I want to make sure that's not today.
No, I don't work today.
Okay. All right.
Sunday.
Jeremy, today is Sunday.
Today is Friday.
Did you see him check?
I did check. Gotta check my phone because sometimes computers be lying.
This is actually a dream, Jeremy.
Talking in the past, man.
Okay, I'm gonna go, and then we'll go to
Jeremy is the
Jeremy.
future.
I want you to be extra high for your set.
I'm
Okay.
not smoking anymore.
I just saw smoke.
It's a
All right.
ghost.
Ghosts. I just bought a house, and I'm worried we have ghosts because I'm home all the time, and they're like, "Can you just fucking leave?" No, but ghosts have really taken this pandemic hard, especially the new ghost, the millennial ghost, because nothing scares me anymore. It's like, listen, pay attention to me. If you don't think I'm scary, I'm gonna go upstairs to the bathroom and undead myself right now. I wish I was never unborn. But I do. I mentioned to you guys, I live in a rough neighborhood. I bought a house in a terrible neighborhood. They said it was up and coming. They said they do a lot of filming, and I get here, I'm like, what is it? Cops? Like, what's going on? They actually filmed a show a couple weeks ago on my street. Black Mirror. You guys seen it? Which is cool. It's a cool show, but not when the episode takes place after a nuclear bomb has gone off. And you remember the film crew actually clean your street up to make it more believable. So it's nice though. I got a window right here. I live across from a park, and we actually had to cancel our Father's Day picnic, not because of COVID, because of low turnout. So when I first moved here a couple of years ago, I was dating, and I forget Plenty of Fish. I would have joined a website called Plenty of Teeth, if they had them. I tried speed dating. Have you guys heard of speed dating? You guys know what that is? Yeah. Turns out here they were just on speed. There was the best compliment I got all night was you got a real face for comedy, So she still said no. She looked like Danny DeVito playing the Penguin in Batman Returns. And I haven't got the best health, and someone said you should really see a doctor. So I mentioned earlier that I started dating a doctor, and it's had lots of perks, guys. I don't know if you guys have dated a doctor. There's lots of perks, oxys, morphine, whatever you can grab when she goes to bed. Okay. Someone asked why she would let me inside of her. I just think that we have some communication issues. She's Serbian. English is her fourth language, so I just think she thinks I'm her boss. I don't know. It's difficult though because when I'm on the road back, in the normie days, I would text her a lot, and because I'm a comedian, she would always say real or joking. She has no fucking idea. So I might say, "Hey, I love you," and she'll say real or joking, and I'll have to be like, joking. But when we lifted the restrictions just a couple weeks ago, she went out to the bar with her friend, and she's beautiful, right? And I was a little bit jealous, and I said, "Hey, baby, how's the bar?" And she said, "Terrible. I miss you. All the guys are coming on me." Real or joking, right? We got to get back to English class. No, but I wasn't lying earlier about not pulling out. She did give birth. We have a beautiful little son. He is just turned 1, and he's in the top 2% for his weight, which means he's 98% fatter than your children. Call him good old chunks. She did tell me though. She told me that I need to get better shape now that I'm going to be a dad, and she diagnosed me with 2 things. I mentioned earlier, I have IBS. Do you guys know what that is? Yeah, it stands for icky butt stuff. And I have I have a gluten sensitivity. And I was like, "Is that serious?" She goes, "No, you just have to cut out spicy food, pizza, beer, chicken wings." And I was like, "It's fucking terminal. Like, what's going on here?" Like, my toilet looks like a Jackson Pollock painting if he only painted fall colors, right? You know what I mean? And I miss fast food too. I miss fast food. Like, when you have IBS, every burger joint is in and out. That's the problem. But the real reason she told me to get in better shape is last week we went out for a stroll with the baby, and I got accused of being homeless, and it just didn't sit well with her. We were downtown Hamilton, which is a rough city. It looks like we're always taping Jerry Springer, okay? And it was Sunday, and I'm wearing track pants, and it's laundry day, so I've got a pocket full of change. Sounds like Alanis Morissette's newest video, right? And I wanted to go give the gentleman some change, guy with a big beard, and I went up with a pocket full of change in my fist, and I went to go up to him, and he just fist bumped me, causing me to drop the change because he thought I was one of them. So I bent down really fast to pick it up, and on the way down, my track pants split, and there's no underwear, so it all fell out. And this big crowd was watching, and I stood up, and he just looks at me and goes, "It happens to the best of us, brother." Like, does it, right? So I didn't know what to do, so I just embraced him in a big bear hug and started crying, hoping everyone would go away, and they just started filling up his bucket full of change. It was really awkward too. I waited like 5 minutes so people go away, and I was just praying that no one saw it. And then I go to work on Monday, and I get called immediately to the HR department, and they tell me to sit down. They're like, before we go on, we just want to know how your weekend was. I was like, honestly, pretty average. Okay. And they go, we want you to explain this. And they throw down our local newspaper, and it says, homeless men fight and lovers quarrel. And they go, care to explain? And I just said, it happens to the best of us, brother. I just, that's my set. Thanks, guys.
Good job.
That was great.
So did you learn more about the lady?
Yeah. What kind of doctor is she?
Cancer.
Damn.
So are you
I-
a lab
she's-
rat? She's
Well,
just injecting you
if
with
you
cancer.
you guys obviously haven't followed my social media. I'm 38 episodes deep into my show called Chowing Down, where I eat food that specifically upsets my stomach, so I have the runs. So you guys should check it out. I'm not joking. Tomorrow's episode is me eating bulgogi extra spicy.
Nice.
Not joking. Does anyone have any feedback?
Yeah, I was trying to incorporate her, what kind of doctor she is, and with people questioning why she would let you inside her. I mean, I don't know. She's used to seeing people, bloated in all the wrong places. I don't know. Whatever she's used to seeing as a doctor could excuse or explain her being used to the way you look or whatever, or the way you are.
Maybe it's love.
Sometimes I say I just think thinks I'm her green card officer.
I love the boss line. That was hilarious.
That was impromptu. I've never said that, so I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, that's a killer. That's great. Yeah, there was so much I loved. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would agree. It was great. There was a lot of good punchlines. The in and out thing, that was clever.
Yeah.
That's new.
So punched up. Yeah. Describing your neighborhood, very funny. Filming cops. The low turnout for Father's Day, great.
The nuclear war zone,
that
but
was
then
so
like
funny.
they cleaned up your street a little bit. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny because obviously Black Mirror is futuristic. So for a second I was impressed. I'm like, oh well, not that bad of a neighborhood. And you could, in case people aren't aware of that or thinking that, you could nudge people in that direction before you mention it's a post-nuclear fallout.
And
Yeah.
I thought I was thinking you said, yeah, I live right across the street from the park, and here's the window. I can see the park from my window. I can see the junkie shooting up heroin near the tree in the back of the park from my house. So it's a great view.
Sometimes I describe it as like so she lives, our city's split between, it's like, ever been to Pittsburgh? Anybody? Pittsburgh's got like a mountain and then the low area. I live in the shitty low area. She lives up on we call it the mountain. So it's like I'm like the Hobbit, and I live in Mordor and she lives up, so it's like when I found her, it's like my quest is complete, right? I look like Hobo Baggins. All right.
The only reason that like Tender said that you guys were in close proximity is because your public transportation bus passed by her city.
Someone said my kid's in the 98th percentile for weight, which means he takes after me. Yeah. Yeah.
Or he's definitely mine or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes they say something like when he was first born, he was underweight, and now he's 1 year old and 30 pounds. So either I look cute like a baby, or my baby looks like a 36-year-old with IBS. I don't know.
Maybe you should put him on your videos. Like maybe he could be chowing down as well.
If you watch my videos, there's this ongoing joke I have. So at the end, I want to offer him food, and I look and he's not there, and I've just got lots of stock footage of him walking through parks like by the camera to make it look like he's walking through the nature lost by himself.
I
For
thought
like-
you, I
for
thought
like
you were
weeks
kind
on
of
end.
trying to insinuate that you ate the baby.
This is Ryan eating placenta. Hey John, do you have anything?
At the very beginning, you were talking about that kind of ghost metaphors that you're talking through. And I just wrote down millennial ghosts, even as poltergeists, they're not there to hurt you. They're going to hurt themselves first.
Yeah. That joke is so raw. I just think it's funny to think of a ghost pissed off that you're not scared. It's like, I'll go upstairs and undead myself. I wish I was never unborn, you know? And
I was just
thought,
thinking, I was totally on that ride. That was fun.
yeah, like I was thinking, like, now they're all working from home. Like the ghosts are like, man, like even we got to rest, right? Like, you know, like they're pressuring me to get a home gym. I don't know.
No, I had this thought that that they were like they were prostitution service, and they couldn't work in the ghost world because of COVID. So they've like crossed over to the human side, and they're given like, because a ghost came in my house last night and tried to touch my penis. So they'd be called like the Ghostbusters or something like that. They just come out and give hand jobs to people.
Ghostbusters. Hey,
There's something strange.
That's funny.
everyone looks a little tired because it's getting late for the East Coasters. So let's go to Jeremy and finish this off.
All right. You guys ever think about like the Disney princess like on ice? Like it's going to be a new game show where we force Disney princesses to eat a lot of drugs, and the winner of the game show is the last person to eat. So it's going to be great. You guys like horror movies? Like, what's the name of that horror movie where the girl's running from the killer and she runs upstairs into a room with 5 black guys? I wanted to be rich as a kid. Now as an adult, I'm rich with things that are not money, like conspiracy theories. So I don't know. I think as I'm getting older, I have this pain in my back, and it's been there for a couple of weeks. And so I think maybe it's my posture. I try to do stretching in the morning and things like that. But then when I get on Zoom, like I always notice that one of my shoulders is like higher than the other. And it's very confusing because I'm looking in the video, and in the video, it's like, oh, this shoulder. But that shoulder is not the same shoulder as it is in the video. So like, it's very confusing. I don't know which of my shoulders is the bad shoulder, but I got to figure that out. You guys know if I don't know if you've been doing comedy that long, but you know you've made it as a comedian if you ask the audience, what do you guys want me to talk about? You guys ever get the question, who would you bring back if you can bring back somebody from the dead? Because somebody asked me this question, and I was thinking, you know, Bob Marley would be a good person because we need like a revolution right now in America. Shit's going crazy. Bob Marley, would he be inspired living in my parents' concrete basement? You know, got kind of concerned because I got to take care of Bob Marley. What does a Bob Marley eat? Toast and jamming? I don't know. I probably smoke a lot of weed, so I'm not going to bring back Bob Marley. I was thinking maybe bring back Anne Frank, you know, because she made it through something similar to a quarantine. I mean, she didn't make it through. I'm not trying to ruin the book for you guys, but she died. But the main point of that is she made it through all of that time without an iPad. So we could probably learn something from Anne Frank. And I was like, maybe not. My third thought was I'll bring back Snoop Dogg, you know, because that'd be cool to smoke weed with Snoop Dogg. He's not dead. Why? Why would you think that, Jeremy? How do we kill Snoop Dogg? Because that would be pretty cool. But that would probably involve like a pet cemetery and everything. I checked with my apartment building. There's a no pet policy again. So there's no pet Snoop Dogg coming back from the dead. And I'll tell you another story. This is a story. This will be the last story. It's a minute or two. But it's about the first hipster. And it's also about the last dinosaur. The dinosaur's name's Trice because, you know, fuck his parents, the Triceratopses. And Trice works at Tarbucks with his buddy T-Bone. T-Bone is a T-Rex, and he's also a vegetarian that fucking tells everybody, man. Fucking T-Bone. So like T-Bone and Trice, they have a podcast. And nobody listens to them back in those days. Nobody listens to them now. You guys stopped doing podcasts. So T-Bone and Trice have their podcast called Fire from the Sky. And it's basically trying to tell people about the end of dino days. They sit around smoking weed because Trice is a herbivore, so he knows where to buy the good weeds. And on the day of the Fire from the Sky, Trice is in his parents' basement because that's where all hipsters live, guys. He's covered in patchouli oil. He's got incense burning. He's singing the familiar chant, I love you, you love. You guys not Barney fans? So you guys would be dead if it was the dino days. Anyways, it happens. He goes upstairs and he sees his parents' house is destroyed. His neighborhood is gone. So Trice, the first hipster, the last dinosaur, was walking the earth before the earth was cool. That's all we got. Thanks, guys. The Trice joke never goes over well. And then I just have to remind the audience, the one time I did it on stage, crickets. And then I was like, yeah, I typically do that joke for a smarter audience. And that got a huge laugh, but no laughter in the whole joke. It's okay.
So maybe we're feeling like the audience does. So let's go, John.
Confused.
I think we're thinking about dinosaurs and Bob Marley and Anne Frank.
Yeah.
It's too many things to put together.
Tell you what. Let's go to E.
Right off the get-go, I had like Disney on Ice and Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's
that's where you're going with that.
Okay, like they.
I just thought there was probably like a few more tags.
If you liked Breaking Bad, you'll love Disney on Ice.
Have a couple of examples of really classic characters, and if there's some way that you can just quickly just
relate them to,
just kind of bang, 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 then you can go right on to the next thing, and you've drained it. When you said a joke about bringing back Revolutionary, I was kind of thinking there's got to be quite a few more than just Bob Marley.
Yeah, no, there is.
And you can have like,
I wrote some about
because we need this, or possibly this because we need this, or what about that. And you can just
all for Bob Marley.
Like, I'd say like name 3 different revolutionaries, but have just completely ridiculous reasons. There are true reasons about the people, but just you can almost make it a smart but stupid joke at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just how I was hearing it. And your dinosaur rant, I really didn't know where the hell you were going with that at any given time. So I didn't really know what to write down. I was like, okay, where are we going with this? He's going with so much alliteration of T's. This is
so. I guess what I would say about that is, should there be stuff removed? Because there's a lot of funny things that are in there, but again, there's not a lot of laughs that happen. So is it just too much information that people are trying to process that they don't have enough time to laugh? Or like, should I remove things out of it? Or should
I was honestly waiting for a big boom. You know how sometimes some comedians
You mean a bang.
Yeah, big bang.
I think you mean like a doom doom like that.
Yeah, I was like, you're going on like this long rant, and I was expecting like at the very end,
I don't know if you consider
at the very end of it, it was going to be such a huge, Just
I don't know if you
complaining.
considered that after a big meteor strikes the Earth, it's going to be like molten lava. And here's some dinosaur walking around when the temperature of the ground is not cool enough to be walking around. So he was actually doing it because he was a hipster, and hipsters do things before they're cool. But he was also doing it because the ground was hot lava. Too smart.
I said, here's the logs. He said,
Okay.
Is it before it was cool because it's hot at that time, or because there's an ice age in between, or is it cool now?
because it was hot. That's where I thought it was.
Well, I mean, it could be cool because, like, no, you know, oh, I was making kombucha tea before it was cool. You know, like everybody's doing it now. It could be that way, or like I said, the temperature of the ground. It's like probably molten lava and shit like that. So he's walking around on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think, Jeremy, the joke, you might want to cut some things out and make it tighter.
Okay.
Because we're not
He doesn't.
we're not
need to know
following
that he works at
100%,
Starbucks.
and the audience isn't. So maybe it needs to be squished a bit.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a lot of information. It's a lot of punchlines.
You mentioned something about vegetarian dinosaurs.
Yeah.
How do you know?
He's a herbivore, a triceratops dinosaur is a herbivore. And then I said he knows where to get all the good weeds, because herbivores, he's a hipster, so he smokes good weed. But herbivores eat plants.
You know the classic, how do you know if they're vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. You know that joke?
Yeah.
I was like, how do you know if a dinosaur is a vegan? Don't worry, they'll smell you. I'm just grasping at straws.
I was following the story. I was tuned in, and I think there's a lot of fun lines in it. I just feel like they're not structured as like the types of punches that get laughs. Where because there's no you're not violating any expectation or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's good.
So
I don't. Yeah, because it's just a story. It's not like my observation or anything like that. So yeah, okay. I can maybe do something else with that.
What did I want to talk about? There was there were a lot of earlier things that I liked a lot. I just like the way you talked. The way I like the whole bringing someone back from the dead. I feel like there were a lot of good laughs in that. Just funny the way your language around Anne Frank and ruining the ending, and shit. It feels like you're describing a story, like a fictional character, even though she was real, which is funny. Oh, I love the choice to go with Bob Marley. That's really funny to me.
Does anybody get the concrete? Like he says, concrete basement, concrete jungle. No,
I thought you were referring to if he were alive today, or just that if you brought him back, he'd be with you in a basement.
Well, I was inferring that, but I was also because I said concrete basement, and then I follow it up and I say concrete basement, because there's a song that Bob Marley has, and it goes concrete jungle, and then some girls are in the background and they go concrete jungle. So I was trying to make a reference with that, with basement. That's why I said it the way I did, concrete basement. But
I wasn't aware of that, and I still thought it was funny. So it'll just hit harder, I guess, for people who are.
Yeah, I guess because when you're singing, when you think about Bob Marley, you're thinking about reggae music, anyways. So like to put that tone into somebody's head, they don't have to get the actual song reference I'm trying to make. They just hear, oh, Bob Marley's making music, concrete basement. So they make that's good. I like it, makes me feel better.
I wondered what the interaction between Bob Marley and Anne Frank would be like. You know,
It would, I think it would be like Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
yeah, like after an hour, like those Nazis need to chill out. And I also wondered why you didn't focus on the fact that if Bob Marley was in a bomb shelter, it would have been devoid of oxygen pretty fast.
It would have been discovered.
Yeah, it's just it's not really.
Smoke just pillowing out, and like the fire department shows up, and they're like, "Your house is on fire. Oh, you guys got Jews in here."
Yeah, like probably a bad person to like be stuck.
Well, I didn't say I was gonna bring back all of them at the same time. Like I'm chilling out with Bob Marley and Frank and Snoop Dogg. Like,
It's a very eclectic group of people.
I've also got some things that I kind of intertwine, or I say that I ask my friend, I'm like, who are you gonna bring back? And he says he's gonna bring back Jesus. So I got a lot of stupid references in there for that. So I've tried a few different people. In the beginning of writing the joke, I was like, you're gonna bring back Marcellus Gilmore Edson? And my friend's like, what? Who's that? I'm like, that's the dude who invented peanut butter. And like, there was 3 people in the audience that looked down immediately after that. You could see their face light up with their phone because they were like, no, that's George Washington Carver. They both, or 2 people came up after the show. They're like, that's the inventor of peanut butter, it's George Washington Carver. And I was like, no, I did my research. It's really this guy right here. So that was pretty funny. So I've done that joke with different people inserted in there. But those are the best 3 that I have so far. I mean, Jesus is kind of funny, but also I don't want to make fun of people because they like Jesus.
You could always go for somebody that was just a larger than life character that's non-religious. And somebody also just obscure, but a name everybody's heard of.
Yeah, like I'm thinking you don't want people fact checking in your set.
Because
No, I don't know.
because the reference to Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm unless there's religious people in the crowd that are pissing you off and you're coming up on that joke, then I might make the Jesus reference.
Yeah.
But there's so many other
better choices to make, because I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you could say Jesus would be low hanging fruit.
Yeah, because it was just
I mean, he's just hanging there on a cross, so of course it's just pick his bones. I'm gonna hang myself if you guys keep letting me talk. I think that's all that's gonna happen.
All right. So if we think of anything else, but this is the time of the night where we can promote our social media. So I'm gonna make you all big, John, and you can tell people where they can find you.
Twitter and Facebook at Comedy Tate. But right now, there's everything still closed down in BC for the next little while, so can't really say I'm going to be doing anything at all for at least another 6 weeks or so. So on to the next.
All
You're
right,
posting content, we hope.
Mr. EJ.
I'm on all social media platforms. The name is right there at EJ Masicampo. Twitter mostly. Give me a follow. I'll follow you back.
I will do that.
Cool.
T-Rex.
Have you ever heard that song, This Is What It's Like When Worlds Collide? I think that just happened in my brain. Like, there was EJ Twitter that I have, and then there's Ryan Twitter that I have, and then so you guys, yeah, no, I don't have anything. It's weird just looking at myself in 2 different places. So like, on Facebook, nobody's watching, nobody's gonna follow me. It's okay. There's a Twitter handle down there. That's Instagram as well. It's okay. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, you can follow me at the. I'm Twitter and TikTok at Ryan. Oh no, Twitter is Ryan Sim Comedy, YouTube's Ryan Sim Comedy, TikTok's Ryan Simboy, and I don't know why, but Instagram Cedar Sim. Any of those, you can see my my food review show that's twice a week called Chowing Down on Mondays and Fridays. You can check out tomorrow's episode where I eat Korean food and have the runs. Okay, this has been.
If you don't watch his show, then he does not eat. So you guys make sure to watch his show.
I'm fading away here, Jeremy. This has been comedy episode 376. You can catch us tomorrow with a whole new group of people, and they probably won't invite me back to host. Thanks again to John Tate, E.G., Massey Campo, Jeremy Wagner, and of course the Hobbit, Hobo Baggins from Hamilton, Ryan Sim. Thanks a lot, guys.